Hello, jazz hands, here we go. Hi, everybody. It's Michelle here. I know some of you are finding us for the first time, which is amazing. We've got lots of new people finding us, which is lovely. So I wanted to do this kind of pre-party. I like to call anything a party. It's not really a party, but I'm just going to give you the rundown of the Start Selling Your Art workshops that start tomorrow. We officially start tomorrow. It is a free event. We're going to have a jam-packed week, but the workshops are spread over 3 days. And we're going to give you plenty of actions, but breaking it down into really, really simple steps for you. So, in this session today, I just wanted to welcome you. I'm going to answer questions about the logistics of when the workshops are, how they're run, what to expect, what's happening when. And first of all, I have to apologize because I keep putting in the emails that this event is happening in May. And I've done it 3 times now. So we ran this event last May and it was supposed to be happening this May, but we brought it forward to March. And for some reason, I keep putting May and I am so sorry. So if you've got an email today from me and I triple checked it, but someone in the team just said, Lottie just said, you've put May. It's not May, it's March. It starts tomorrow and I'm so sorry. So I'm going to get someone else to check the emails from now to make sure that we are definitely writing March. So we start tomorrow officially. And this event, like I say, it's over 3 days. If you've got any questions about the event or about who we are or what we do, let me know in the chat. I will go through everything today. So the workshops are aimed at people who are passionate about making art. And when I say art, it's 2D, 3D that I'm usually speaking of. It's visual art, which could be digital, painting, sculpting, photography. We have had people take part in these workshops before that fall outside of visual arts, dancers, poetry, musicians, but I'm speaking specifically to artists who create visual art. So it's for people that really are passionate about making art, but don't know whether they can sell it. Maybe you're a beginner and you have no idea whether you can sell your art or whether it's possible. It's also for people that have taken a break from making art and you're maybe returning back to it and you have no clue where to start. You don't know even what kind of art to make anymore. It's all confusing. Or you might be already selling and actively making art, but you need a refresh. You need to go back to basics. Maybe your sales have dried up. Now things are changing drastically on social media. We are seeing massive changes in the way people consume, the way people buy, the trust factor. Those kinds of things are impacting the way people buy. And so you might be returning. You might have done these workshops before. You might be here needing a bit of help, a bit of guidance. And so that's who the workshops are for. We start tomorrow, the 19th of March. I need to drum that in my head. It's not May, it's March. I'm so sorry for the confusion. It's really annoying when you get like confused messages. And I'm sending those messages. I keep putting May. So no, it's March. 19th of March, we start tomorrow. And so the first workshop that we start tomorrow is Will Your Artwork Sell? And we're going to be discovering the different types of artwork that sell, why people buy, why your art matters, because understanding that is really important. And that helps you then confidently take the next steps towards selling. So that's what we're going to be covering tomorrow. I'm going to do it live. It will be 11 a.m. UK time, the same as we are now for those watching live right now. If you can't watch live, don't worry. There's going to be a replay, and the replay will be available until the 25th of March. of March. So unless you've upgraded, and I'll talk about the upgrade in a minute. So that's workshop one. I will try and keep it under 45 minutes. I tend not to engage too much on that video. I will just be sharing my slides. I'll be talking you through the steps and giving you some actions to take. So this isn't me just talking at you. I'm going to be giving you actions, and I'd love you to take them this week because I'm going to be around all week. I've carved out this week literally to dedicate my time towards this event. I'm going to be answering questions, listening to you, helping you as much as I can. We also have a team as well helping you. We've got a Facebook group. If you are on Facebook, we have a group where you can go and share your work. You can meet other people from around the world taking part in this event because we have thousands of people signed up for this event. We are approaching 5,000 people signed up, which is amazing, from all around the world, all around the globe. And I love it because everyone's here to, to learn the next steps of selling, to maybe grow confidence in taking that first step of selling your first piece. Or it might be that you are wanting to learn how to really get going, because just connect again with your artwork because you feel disconnected to what you're doing. So I love it because we're all different ages and stages making different types of artwork, but everyone's got a shared passion of making art and sharing it with people with a mission to maybe sell it. Now, there might be people here who you might not feel ready to sell. You might be here because you've seen one of my posts and think, oh, could I sell? So please stay with us if you are at the very beginning stages, because this workshop will definitely help you. So that will be workshop 1. Then we will move to workshop 2 the following day. And that one, we're talking about the endless opportunities. I will be talking about what helps you stand out from the crowd and the different ways that you can be an artist in today's world, which is full of opportunities waiting for you. And I think this one, workshop 2, we're talking about how you stand out from the crowd, is more important than ever, because right now, I talked earlier about the changes on social media, especially with it moving towards AI and artificial content, and even now videos. We don't know whether a video that we're watching is actually real, and it's kind of weird, isn't it? We're living in a bit of a weird time, or we're heading into a really weird time, because this is the beginning. So more than ever, it's about learning how to build those relationships, how to cultivate your own story so that you can show up in an authentic way, which, people have been saying this for a long time, but it's more important than ever now because people are more dubious. So I've been running these workshops now for 8 years. I'm coming into my 8th year actually in April. Not this particular workshop. I've been running lots of different types of workshops. This particular workshop, the Start Selling Your Art, we ran this for the first time last year, but we have been teaching selling, making for 8 years now. And so when I started this 8 years ago, we were living in a very, very different world. And back then it was really easy. It was really easy to sell. It was really easy to grow a following. It was really easy to get in front of your people. And that has changed dramatically since I started 8 years ago. But the thing is, there is still potential, and there is still an amazing way of connecting with people like we are now. There is still an amazing opportunity to connect with people from around the world. And I do think we are still riding a wave of being able to connect with people. And I think we need to grab that now quickly. And I've been saying this for a long time, but we are seeing the online landscape changing dramatically. And so if you are letting fear take over because you just think, oh, it's not the right time, or I should just, I'll just wait, don't wait, just get out there, get out there and start putting your art out into the world and finding your people, because things are getting harder. And so that will be the second workshop. And then the third workshop is the pathway to selling. So I will share a framework that helps you turn likes into sales. Because how many people here, I hear it a lot, say, I'm putting my work on social media, and I seem to get lots of comments and lots of likes, but no sales. Now, here's what might be happening to you right now, is that you might not even be getting the likes. And if you're not, don't worry, this is normal. So again, when we're looking at the trends and the way people are using social media, there has been a massive, massive decline in the engagement levels compared to even just 12 months ago, or even just a few months ago. We've noticed it massively. And what I mean by this is 8 years ago when I started, people were trigger happy. People were just sat on their phones, double clicking, liking, commenting. Um, and what's happening more and more so recently, I think it's the overconsumption and the over of delivery of everything that's online at the moment, is that, and you've got to ask yourself this, like, how many times do you actually sit and comment and take time to comment back to people? And I do feel like we're living in a time where people are a bit fatigued from social media. We're a bit fatigued from commenting on every single post that we see and liking every single post. And so lots of people are saying this, that a post that they would put out compared to a year ago does not have the same amount of likes anymore. But it's not that people aren't seeing it, and it can be really deflating. You can be feeling like, I'm just putting this stuff out there and no one's actually like giving me anything back. But people are probably still seeing it. They're still seeing it. And we've got to do things in a different way, and post the same things over and over again for people to actually see them. It's changing. It's a weird landscape. But knowing this, I think it helps know that it's not just you. If things aren't being liked as they usually were, that's just the norm now. We're evolving into a new way of using social media. So, and yeah, in that third workshop, the final one, which will be 19, 20, 21 on the 21st. I'll be sharing that framework to help you start to turn people into a sale, help to convert people. And that's where I think sometimes a lot of artists are missing opportunities of maybe just posting their work out there, but not, there's some things that you can do to actually convert people. And so this is going to be eye-opening, and that's what we're going to be talking about in that third video, because there is a place for everybody in the art world. I truly believe that. And it's never too late to bring your creative passions alive. I was literally speaking with an artist this morning, Carol, who's in our membership. And Carol was saying how when she joined us years ago, she felt that, becoming a full-time artist was never going to happen at her age, in her 60s. And that it was just a bit of a kind of, maybe just a crazy thought of why would I do that? And would that be possible? But she is doing that now. And it's been incredible to watch Carol's journey. And so there's a place for everybody. And I've seen it before. I've seen people come through this workshop unsure of the type of art that you make, unsure of your age, unsure of your qualifications, unsure of all sorts of things. But this workshop has been the catalyst, and many of our workshops have, for people taking those first steps, coming back to us years later saying, thank you so much, I'm doing it, I'm selling my art, I never thought it was possible. So I'm excited for you sitting here, especially if you've just found us for the first time, because this could be you a year from now sharing with me, messaging me back saying, oh my gosh, I'm doing it. So in that third video on Thursday, I'm going to be blatantly honest, I will be opening up enrollment to our hub membership. So I'm not going to try and pretend that I haven't got anything to sell. There is something to sell at the end. I do have a membership. You do not have to take part, but I will be sharing that in the last video at the end of the workshop. And the hub membership that we have is a platform to help people through the stages of selling. And we've created this roadmap. And it's a low-cost monthly fee to help people who want continued support from us to go on and sell their artwork. So that will be there if you want it. And if you don't want it, there's no pressure. People will tell you here, I'm not going to pressure anybody to join. We only want people to join if they feel part of our community and they want to carry that on. You will get loads of value this week, regardless of whether you join at the end or not. I promise you, I don't keep anything back. I'm not kind of setting this up so I reel you in and then hold a load of information back. I'm going to give you lots and lots of information this week. So they're the three main workshops. If you're busy this week, just show up to those 3 main workshops. I'm going to try and keep them under 45 minutes. If you're watching the replay, you'll be able to watch them on double speed if you are pushed for time. They will be uploaded after I've gone live onto our website. And so we usually send the replay out roughly 1 hour afterwards. So you'll be able to go on the website and find all the replays to the event. And then there is an option to upgrade your experience. The upgrade is on an offer at the minute. It's $15 and it's going to give you access to 12 months access to this whole workshop on a course platform. And it also gives you access to resources that you can download. So I'll be giving you some tasks and there'll be worksheets and things that you can do throughout the rest of the week. So when you upgrade, you get access to those worksheets. And you'll also get access to a Q&A session with me not straight after at 1 o'clock UK time, after the workshop's gone live. So you can bring any questions. If you have questions after the workshop's finished, you can submit that question in advance if you can't attend it live, and I'll answer it on the call if you've upgraded. So you get access to that as well. There's also a podcast version, so you can download the audio, and that's on offer until the 20th. And then that goes up to $45 if you want to upgrade. So that's what the upgrade is. If you want to upgrade, an email has been sent out today. I think there's a link above as well in the comments as you're watching this. Okay, let me just go to my notes because there's some other things that I needed to talk to you about. Let me just see. Okay. Right, so yes, I've mentioned the Facebook group. So the Facebook group will be open for the duration of the event. So that will close down when the event has finished. So it's just a temporary group just there for you whilst you're going through this program with us. There is a hashtag if you want to share work throughout. It's hashtag SSYA24. So if you share any work on Instagram, you can tag us as well at United Art Space so that we can see what you're doing. We would absolutely love to see your work as you go through this process from tomorrow. So you can either use the hashtag or you can tag us. There's been lots of questions like, do I need to sold artwork before? No, we're going to take you through the very beginning stages of selling your art. So you don't need to have sold artwork before. We've even had people take part in this workshop before and they haven't even got an artwork to sell. Nina was one of these people, and I'm going to be sharing lots of stories actually during the workshops of artists that have taken part in these workshops before to show you what they've gone on to do. Nina had not got any artwork and took part in the workshops and then went and created an artwork to go and sell. So you don't actually even need an artwork, but yes, we'll take you through all of that so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, let me jump to the chat and see if there's any questions in the comments. Yes, Laura, I can see the chat is working. Yes, I can see those on YouTube and on Facebook. Hello, everybody. So good to see you. We've got Joanna, Laura, Morag. Hello, Joyce. Yes, we're live. I can see your comments too. Yes, you're in the correct place, Laura. Absolutely. We've got, let me know where you're tuning in from. We've got lots of people from Croatia, Canada, UK, Milton Keynes, Netherlands. The Naughty Corner's officially open, David. Hello, everybody. Mallorca. I love Mallorca. I love Mallorca. So let me know in the chat as well. We'll be going through this tomorrow. But are any of you like brand new to selling, or have you sold before? I'd love to know. Lisa's with us. Hello. A good excuse for a party. I know. And those who are hopping on now, I'm going to apologize again for putting May in the communication. I keep putting May. It's March. I don't know what's wrong with me. I keep putting May. Do you know what's really annoying is that I triple checked that email this morning I triple checked it, but I have dyslexia, so I don't see mistakes. Um, so yeah, I keep thinking we're doing this in May, but it's March, so I see an M and think it's correct. Oh, the Facebook link wasn't working. Oh, okay. So lots of people are on both, tuned into YouTube and Facebook. Oh, yeah. So, someone just said, Michelle just said, I didn't get an email about this. So, if you want to sign up for this event, for the Start Selling Your Art event, so that you get notified when I'm live, the link is above to sign up. I recommend that you sign up. You can unsubscribe anytime if you decide that you want to, but signing up will prompt you for when I'm live. It will send you the replays. It will tell you about anything else happening because there will be some other things going on throughout the week. Um, we tend to put on extra sessions every now and again. I'm usually run these workshops and I'll be listening to what's going on, what your questions are. So I might show up and do some extra sessions if we've got lots of questions on a topic, for example. I will be hosting a webinar next Monday on pricing because that's usually the biggest topic that gets asked. There's also going to be another session next Monday as well, but I'm not going to share any more yet. You're going to have to keep opening the emails. And the reason I'm not going to tell you about that session yet is because I don't want you to get distracted. I want you to stay focused on taking action, and then we'll share what that is when we get a little bit closer. But there will be some extra sessions. But like I say, if you're busy, you need to just focus on the 3 workshops. The 3 workshops, that's it, because that's where the gold is, and that's what's going to help you take action. Okay, so let me just go back to the chat. And the other thing I wanted to say is if you have signed up, check your junk folder, because our emails contain lots of images and graphics, so they tend to end up in the junk folder. I know it's really rude. So just check there in case you haven't received anything. But if you are really, really struggling, you can email support@unitedartspace.org. If you have upgraded, for example, and you haven't received the upgrade notification, reach out to us and we can look into that for you. But yeah, sign up and then check your junk folder just in case. Yeah, there's lots of people here that don't need guidance because you've been here before. Yes. It's great to hang out with you live, isn't it? So good. Hello, Karen. Hi, Anne. And you'll see conversation of the naughty corner because we have a virtual naughty corner. If people are late for a live session, that's where they go. So just filling in all the new people here because there's lots of new people. Melanie's laughing at me for saying that I'm going to keep it under 45 minutes. You're probably all taking bets. I like to talk. I can talk, but I'm going to aim to keep it under 45 minutes tomorrow, which is why I have to do a separate Q&A session. I'll be sharing Laura's story. Laura has an amazing story. In fact, we did a podcast together. I'll maybe email that out to you if you've just found us because it's a really inspiring story. Laura, I mean, I can't believe it's been 4 years now, but Laura started this journey with a dream of becoming an artist and had taken a ceramic class, and is now living the dream, has a studio, running workshops. It's, yeah, incredible. So, and that's what makes me excited for some of you here. Some of you here might not even believe that it's possible for you, like Laura didn't. And it's sometimes something like this, like an event like this that you attend, and it plants the seed and it gives you the next steps to take. And 4 years from now, your whole life could be completely different to what it is now. How exciting is that? Oh, Simone, hello. Simone's got an incredible story as well. I'm going to share Simone's stories during the workshops too. So good to have you all here. Hello, Tara, tuning in from London. Hello, Laura. Jay says, yes, this has come at the right time for me. I've sold a few things in my art queue, but I'd like more ideas and tips. Yeah. So for some who are selling, it's going back to basics. You know, sometimes a video just went off then. Sometimes we get caught up with life, and we get caught up with maybe loads of different ways of making art, and life takes over. And, you know, sometimes you just lose touch with, oh my gosh, things aren't working. Why? Why are they not working? So this will help you kind of break that down, dissect that, and get back to basics, get back to the basics of selling. Jennifer's tuning in from Toronto. It's 7:09 a.m. where you are. I've been to Toronto a couple of times. And in fact, I was supposed to be there this year, but the event was cancelled. So hello, Toronto. Oh, Agnes is tuning in from Dubai, 3 p.m. Yeah, 8 years we've been going. 8 years. So I just want to reassure people, because I know there's a lot of scammers online, and there's a lot of people who say things are free and they're trying to coax you into giving card details. So this event is completely free. I promise you. You can go and check our reviews on Facebook if you've just landed here. I'm saying this because there's lots of people still signing up today. We've just had a few hundred people sign up today. And so check our reviews. You can go and see them. We're not scamming you. There's that opportunity to upgrade if you want to, but it's optional. So you'll go to that page. But you don't have to give any credit card details to take part in this event. We make that really clear. So, yeah, and I agree. I was talking about this yesterday with someone actually who's got a completely different business, but they were saying how, there are so many companies now who are driving towards using AI, and automating everything, and that actually creates a really great opportunity for the people that don't want to go down that road, that are going to continue to do the human touch and actually talk to people, because that is what people are going to crave. And so, yeah, we'll see this change. I think there'll be a massive influx of people going towards it, and then people searching for the real human beings. And that's where you're in such a great place as an artist, because like you say, you're making things that are real. And there is going to be a massive craving for that. It's coming. So, sometimes it's funny, isn't it, when you watch the world and how trends change and how things change, and things are easy 1 minute and then all of a sudden they get hard, and then it's a little bit worrying. But I usually always think that when something dips, it comes back up again. When you go down, there's the only way back is up. And I think we're in a kind of like muddledy grey weird zone at the moment, but it's going to go up. Anyway, so we're going to talk about this during the workshops and what you can do. Yeah, Laura says I'm just not getting any likes. Yeah, it's interesting because we've had the same. We've had to really rethink what we're posting out. And actually, I just want to say this on the back of this comment, that what we're seeing right now is that people are just scrolling, and I've noticed it myself. It's very rare that I will sit and scroll at all, actually, but I do, and I do through the community that we follow. But it's kind of rare that I will sit and comment a lot anymore, and like posts. I definitely see things. I think, oh, that's nice, but I don't actually do anything. And so we've got to remember that. But the other thing, though, is that I think because people are so in the mindset of scrolling, that we need more call to actions than ever. And by that, I mean, you have to prompt people. So you've got to actually say to people, if you like this, give it a like. If, let me know in the comments. And you've actually got to prompt people. Now, I tested this out last week, and I did a reel. And I've been doing lots of reels. You can go over on Instagram and go and see those, lots of tips. And I've been purposely doing lots of different things at different times, testing things out. And one of the things that really helped was creating a reel. And in the reel, I had the text pop up saying, let me know in the comments below your thoughts. Because actually just even putting it in the text doesn't have as much power anymore. And actually people are consuming the video. And that increased my engagement massively all of a sudden. So it's really going off topic a little bit here, but because we're talking specifically about social media, but there's definitely different ways of doing things on social media now to get that engagement. But if you don't want to play the games, I call it playing the game, we have to learn, like, oh, now I've got to do it this way if you want people to comment. And, it's just remembering that you don't have to play the game either. And that's what we'll share throughout the workshops. You can do things on your own terms. it's all about finding the people and having a conversation at the end of the day. And you just need to find your next one person when you break it down. So yes, it's a great topic of conversation, this, about the engagement. Yeah, someone says here, just I think that was in reply. So how much you've grown from never selling to having a method and producing beautiful work. Yes. um, Jay said, I've started trying to like and comment more on an artist's post, etc., because I do think I can't expect it if I don't do it myself. Yeah, exactly. But we're all changing. Yeah. Um, yeah, and Hilda said it's nice to do, but the reality is that other artists aren't probably our target audience. That's true, but I have to say, in our community, and we'll talk about this, there's like layers of your audience, and other artists can be key in helping you keep your algorithms going and actually can turn into buyers. We've found that in our community, but absolutely there might not be. Kat says, yeah, I've disengaged with Facebook because it sucks my time, and while I like staying in touch with friends and finding cool stuff, I'm just not so happy anymore to feed the data collection machine. Yeah, I understand that, Kat. Let me just see, Kat. Yeah. Lisa, Laura says, I'm doing it. I'm selling. Yeah, that's the other thing as well, is seeing the world through your lens of maybe things being difficult and social media is not working anymore and it's getting difficult to do this. And you then start to paint that picture of, well, maybe I'm never going to be able to sell my art then, it's just going to get harder and harder and I have to play the game. I don't want to play the game. And it starts to put you off. So again, we'll talk about this during the workshops around how you can do this on your own terms. And how actually when you start to cultivate your people around you, that's where the gold is. That is where the gold is. And I've seen this with artists now who can throw things out there and sell things, and they just sell. And it's because they've spent a long time nurturing relationships with their people. So hub, 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 hub. The hub is amazing. It is amazing. You're right. Thank you, everyone. And it says Facebook tends to work for me as a platform, as most of my audience are friends, former colleagues. Yeah, it can work. It can work really well if you've got a strong following already. And they're very supportive, do my work. However, I want to expand my reach, introduce myself to a wider audience, and it works to extent, but my recent change in direction needs a bit more guidance. Yeah. Sergey, hello. My project is about autism awareness. Oh, I love that. My issue at the moment is visibility. I'm not yet in selling mode. Well, even if you're not in selling mode yet, this will help because it will talk to you about how to start being visible. And then I think the natural progression from that, when you grow confidence in what you do and you start to know how to articulate it and share it with the world, the natural next step is someone's going to go, how do I buy this? If you put those steps into place, that is what will happen. So, excuse me, I need to cough. Let me just see. Nick says here, I've been in fear of putting my work out there since I joined the hub. That is why I'm doing this workshop. I want my work out there within the next 4 weeks. Boom! What a great goal. Making excuses for not doing it. I need more to sell. I haven't got the time to put the work in. Social media frightens me. Gosh, yeah. So all these things, Nick, sending you a big hug because I know it's a lot. And that's why when I share in these workshops some of the stories of people that just got out their own way with just one artwork and just got it out there, you'll see it's that reminder of, wow, yeah, I'm putting so many obstacles in my way and I can remove them. And that's what a lot of the time it is. We're just sometimes built it up that we've got to do a million things to be able to start selling. And especially, I think, when you start to see other artists online and how they do things, and sometimes we're comparing our chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 20. And so you're seeing somebody out there and they're on Facebook, Twitter, or it's not Twitter anymore, is it X? Facebook, X, TikTok, and I'm on YouTube and we've got to do a reel and I have to do shorts and I've got to do threads and I've got to keep showing up every day, that's exhausting. And when we start to compare, we get sometimes a bit confused about what we're supposed to be doing because there's this person and they're doing all this, they have success. So is that what I'm supposed to be doing? And that's where sometimes we just start stabbing in the dark and try this, try that. And again, it's kind of bringing everything back to the simple next steps. And then that's how you can build momentum when you strip everything back instead of trying to be everywhere, doing everything. And I do advise this to just, if you're starting out, especially just be on one platform. My main platform used to be Facebook. It's now moving to Instagram. That's my main platform. I still go do my lives on Facebook, but my main platform for posting now is Instagram. And then I just share that over onto Facebook. I'm not putting all my effort into Facebook anymore. I'm putting it all into Instagram because it's really difficult to manage multiple social media platforms. If you want to really get going, it's sticking to one when you start out. And I'm saying start out. I've been doing this 8 years and I'm still sticking to one. When I say stick to one, I do have YouTube and I have other platforms, but I'm not focusing on them. That's where I repurpose things. So my main content is going onto Instagram, and then we'll take what was posted on Instagram and put it somewhere else. And that's because I've got a team helping me do that. If I didn't have the team, I definitely wouldn't be doing that. I'd just post it on Instagram and just keep it there. And I've obviously got the podcast as well. And I say, obviously, some of you might not know, but we have a podcast called Your Art Matters. So if you're into podcasts, go and find the podcast. In fact, today I'm sharing an episode on how my son started selling his art. It's quite a funny story, but it was really interesting how teaching my son how to sell just brought it back to the basics that we often all overlook. So I'm breaking that down in the podcast today. So yeah, that is the hashtag there. If you want to share your posts on Instagram, put the hashtag or at United Art Space. Oh yeah, lots of people have asked me about the upgrade. It's a one-off fee. Lots of people think that it's a monthly fee. It's not. It's a one-off fee, a one-time payment, $15, and that gives you 12 months access to all the Start Selling Your Art material, and the Q&A sessions after each workshop. One-time fee. It's not a monthly. The hub membership that we have that I'll talk about in the final video, that is a subscription-based membership where you can subscribe on a monthly basis and access ongoing support and lessons, and it's an amazing hub of resources and community. That is a monthly subscription, but I'm not going to talk about that until the last video. So yeah, if you want to upgrade, it's a one-off fee. Oh, yeah, I love this, what Kat says. Excuse me. Facebook likes are like cheap dopamine hits. I can't agree more. That is such a great way of describing it. Dangerous for ADHD. I have ADHD. Yeah, for you dopamine junkies. Yes. That is such a great point. It is a hit, and all it is a hit. Yeah. Let me just see. Let me just check the comments and see if there's any questions. Oh, look at you all. Australia, Scotland, Sweden. Oh, I love it. France. Jay, I sold something today. Yes. This is an exciting thing too. It would be great if you all sold something this week. And sometimes you need to push yourself to get something out there. Follow the steps this week. We will give you the steps to take one artwork. And if you're ready, we'll give you the steps to get going this week, to put something out in the world to sell. So Laura's new to selling, so it's really good to have you here. Let me just see. Okay, some of you sold before. Not sold anything yet. Not sure if I want to. That's absolutely fine, Claire. Stick with us, because even if you don't want to, sometimes the act of going through this process of understanding your own art and getting it out into the world, which is what I'm writing a book about at the moment, helps you to understand your art more, helps you to connect with other people. to get the art out there anyway. And you don't have to sell art. I don't sell my art at the moment, but it's integral that I make because I couldn't run this platform without making art. But, and I'm not selling it because it's too much, running United Art Space is a full-time job and I'm writing a book and it's a lot. And I'm happy to not do that at the moment. And so you can use your art in so many other ways. But go through the workshops anyway, because they'll teach you how to get your art out in the world and get it, develop it. So yeah, anyway. Tomorrow sold one. Oh, people tuning in from Italy. Joy says, I have sold some, but never to a stranger. Yeah, this is like a natural progression of selling to friends and family first. Then you exhaust your friends and family. And then the next step is to find somebody who does not know you. That's a normal kind of pathway. Sold online. Sold before, but new to selling online. Emma says, I'm brand new to selling, always been scared of the tax man coming after me or something. Would love to find more out about the business side. And it depends where you are in the world, Emma. So, I mean, the first thing to realize is that when you start to implement the steps, you don't have to worry about tax initially, depending on what country you're in, you've got to check. Here in the UK, you're allowed to turn over £1,000 before you need to declare tax, but you need to check that because I'm not a financial advisor or tax official. The UK, we have a DirectGov website where you can go and check that information. So you've got a bit of leeway. And the thing is, to put into perspective, if you've sold a couple of pieces, the tax people aren't really going to come after you because they're after the people that are selling lots and lots of pieces and owe a lot of tax. You've got to kind of put it into perspective sometimes that there's some grace, but yes, it's something to be mindful of, that when you get to that point, that's the natural next step. And this is what I'm going to be sharing in the workshops, though, is that a lot of people worry about the steps that they don't need to worry about because you're not there yet, and you might never get there. And I'm not saying that in a negative way, but what I mean by that is that, like Claire just said, you might take the steps and actually realize, I don't want to sell this. I want to do something different. I want to maybe create workshops instead, or create United Art Space like me and host podcasts. You just don't know where you're going to head. And so worrying about the tax part, you might never get there. So there's no point worrying about it. But I think due diligence and looking into it and figuring out, okay, what would I need to do at what point is a really good idea. And then that if you're heading towards that you're going to have to do something about it. Hilda says, yeah, I've sold some pieces, but fairly new to this. Nafisa's just said, I've moved to the UK, so it's a whole new place. Welcome to the UK. Oh, whole new place, whole new market, and I'm starting from scratch. It's lovely to have you. Carol is tuning in from Alberta. I've sold 4 small pieces. Pam's brand new to selling. I want to sell my art, support someone. Taking a show to the Edinburgh Fringe. Brilliant. Terrified that my art isn't good enough and what to do. We're going to help you with all of that, Pam. We're going to help you with all of that. So let me just see. Lisbeth, I sell now and then, but not a lot. So just says, I presented my photography and sold a clay object. I was there for decoration. Sometimes the way I remember having a show, finished pieces, and all that sold was the prep work. I just had the prep work with me to show how I'd actually made these big finished pieces. And people just wanted the prep. It wasn't even for sale, but I started selling it. They were like, oh, these are really nice. And I was like, and now I know that was probably a price point thing. It was, the work wasn't in the right place, but also, it was what it was. So we'll talk about this in the workshops, about where your work is and the context and the pricing and things like that. Kerry says, brand new to selling, trying to get past the point of not feeling good enough. You're in the right place. You're in the right place. We're going to help you with all of this. Monica says, I've just sold 2 friends. Carlos, yes, it's always 11 a.m. The Q&A is 1 p.m., which follows each session, and that's for people that have upgraded. You get the Q&A session with me. Um, Let me just check before we wrap up. Oh, Melanie says, my day-to-day life hasn't changed, but since finding United Art Space, my art life has changed in the most amazing ways. I love that. um, Simone says, yes, perfect timing for me as I'm teaching my last workshop tonight. No others planned, just making and selling. Woohoo! Yay! Congratulations on wrapping that up. Yeah, it is difficult at times to make money, but it's possible, absolutely. And you've got to hold on to that faith. And I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it and be one of those people that says, I can get you making like hundreds of thousands overnight, because it is the long game. And I think we'll teach you the steps to take, the foundations. The foundations are really important. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it and say it's easy, because it does take a bit of work. It does. And you do have to step out your comfort zone. But we're going to take you through these step by step and break it down, because we want you to feel confident about the art that you make and want you to understand how to talk about it, because that's the first step in going out there and understanding who it's for. So that's what we're going to be covering. So don't be nervous. It's fine. And what I will say, we've been doing this 8 years now, so please don't hold back, asking questions either. Ask away. As I've had every single question going over the last 8 years. Annette says, United Art Space got me through lockdown. The original 7 Keys course is still so helpful. Yeah, Monica says, sales from friends and family. Laura's looking forward to getting something sold. That is the attitude, yes. Oh, thank you, Lucia, thank you. No, we're definitely not a scam. Lisa says, I found you 3 years ago. My life was totally different. Wasn't even making art back then. Here we go, look. Wasn't making art. Now I have a studio, sell my art. So good to see you all. I'm just checking the chat before we wrap up. Laura says, I'm totally new to selling, eager to start doing so. Claire says, definitely not a scammer. I did better yet. 2024 was blown away by the free content that's made such an impact on my life, thinking and planning. Brilliant. That's another event we do every January. Yes, it's a good one. I love that one. I say that about all the events we run, though. They're all my favourite. Kat says, I was commissioned to create a piece of artwork before I even considered calling myself an artist. Brilliant. I had an ambition to sell my art. Then life took me in a completely different direction. I'm reconnected with my lost inner artist a couple of years ago, and its voice is getting stronger. Oh, I've got goosebumps. And I consider myself an artist in the making. You are an artist. You are an artist. Because of United Art Space, I now have an Instagram. My website is nearly ready and I want to sell. I ignore likes now or lack of. Use my account to form a diary. That's brilliant. Yeah, we'll start prompts. Yeah, it's interesting when you put a prompt, like people need to see, for some reason, it's the psychology at the minute of social media. We're just consuming. We're consuming. And so the difference with actually prompting people to actually take an action is crazy. But like I say, you've got to get it in the right place. Because if you're putting it on a bit of text, let's just say Instagram, if you're putting it on a bit of text, right down the bottom of the text, giving people an action to take, the chances of them getting down there are slim, which is why I tested it in the video, in the reel, because I know people are consuming that. And that's where the engagement shot up. I was like, okay. I don't usually play the game, by the way. I just post stuff when I want to, when I like, and that's that. But I've got a book coming out, so I know that if I want to get that book in as many hands as possible, I've got to start playing the game for a short time. I will only play it for a short time because it's exhausting. So I'm doing an Instagram course at the moment. I'm learning, different ways, and it's having a big impact, I have to say. It's having a big impact, but yeah, we'll get talking about this as we go through. Um, Kerry says, yeah, great point here. I love creating, but I really struggle with the boring organizational stuff, the social media, building an audience. I know I need to master it to be successful. And yeah, this is what we'll talk about, because sometimes we just see these parts as separate things. Like there's me here making art, and then there's the business side, and then there's the social media side. And actually, if you can bring it all together as one, as oh gosh, who was it that just said they've been using Instagram as a diary? Yeah, it was Lucia. Um, yeah, if you see it as kind of, holistic as one thing as much as possible, um, it makes it easier. You don't see it as like this boring thing that I have to do. So yeah. Oh, Michelle says, I finally hired my daughter, yes, to be my social media manager. I'm already thinking about training Morgan and Isaac up. They're my children, they're 9 and 11. So we've got a long way yet. But I just gave my son access to the video editing app, and he's really good. He's really good at editing videos. And I thought, oh, he could edit my videos soon. Oh dear. Um, oh, we've got someone tuning in from Amsterdam. Hello, I'm going to be in Amsterdam this year. Laura says, yes, finding your next one person, easier said than done. Well, we're going to give you the exact steps of how to do that. Kat's asking if anyone actually does sell art on Facebook. Yeah, I think so. Oh, hi, Louise. Louise is back second or third time. Love these workshops. Make me feel so connected. Yes, and there's loads of us doing it together, so it's always really nice. Sorry, I'm just having to go through the comments, and there's lots of banter about the naughty corner too. Oh, Kirsty says, I've joined a fish group, Japanese fish fighter, and within that I sold 3 prints, but it's hard work doing the individual groups. This particular group is very supportive. Yeah, that I think that was Kirsty saying about selling on Facebook. Yeah. I used to be 100% Facebook, and now I love Instagram personally. So Jay says, yeah, I found that this month while having a pop-up gallery, I've been engaging with people in person, which has really increased the followers and engagement. That's great. Yeah, Threads, I've not even gone there. Um, so Jennifer's asking, do you get your best results from Instagram compared to Facebook? Well, I think this just depends on where you put your energy, and you've got to learn the platform. So I know that if I put all my energy into Facebook still, that it still works. But again, it's like it's playing the game. So it's understanding how to get in front of people, how to bring people back to your profile. With Facebook, it's definitely a bit more um it's a bit, I find it personally a bit harder work of like driving people back. You've got to keep like putting people back to your profile. But Facebook works really well on advertising. So if you really get clear on who your audience is, Facebook ads are great. But so are Instagram ads. Obviously, they're all meta now, or meta ads, aren't they? Um, so yeah, I personally think any platform can work if you understand how to use it, and use what we're going to be teaching you in the Start Selling Your Art workshops to really build the relationship with people and the connections. And this, I get asked a lot, like, what's the best platform to sell online? You know what? It really actually doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, you're going to have to drive people to that platform. So it doesn't matter where you are. In a nutshell, of course, if we dissect it, there will be pros and cons. It depends on where your audience are, what you like to use personally. But at the end of the day, all these like Etsy and on the online stores that you put your artwork really does not matter, because you need to drive people to those platforms regardless of which one you choose. And that's why a lot of people end up resorting to their own website because you've got to put so much effort into driving people over there. Um, so this is why I know right now you might be thinking, this just sounds like hard work. Which is why this is what we want to teach you. If you can find it in you to enjoy this and to enjoy your artwork and to be passionate about getting it out into the world and connecting with the people and understanding and finding where they are and treat it as a bit of a game and a project, you can make it fun. And I think the more you can do that, the better, because otherwise it does feel like a big drain, especially right now. Um, oh, Nicola, so good to see you here. I love how you take things back to basics. It takes away the overwhelm. Yes, we've got to strip everything back to the next steps. Oh, Lee tunes into the podcasts whilst you're creating art. Thank you so much. It's the Your Art Matters podcast if anybody wants to tune in. Um, Lala, no, I'm not going to talk about Facebook ads. We've got a training on that inside the hub. I know you're a hub member. Zach Spuckler has just done a whole training on how to start a Facebook ad, and he literally breaks down the steps of do this, do that, do this, do that. It's in the hub. You can go and watch that right now. So he breaks the whole thing down. It's amazing. It's an amazing lesson. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up, my friends. I will go back to the chat afterwards and check because there's like another million comments. Someone's asking what the hub is. So the hub, I will talk about this in the final video on Thursday. We do have a hub platform where you can become a member and access amazing resources, community, a roadmap that takes you step by step through the stages of selling. But for now, just know that you've got access to the Start Selling Your Art workshops. You can get involved in those. If you like them and you want continued support from us, then you can join the hub, but you don't have to. So that's it. We're going to get started tomorrow, my friends. So get your pen and paper ready or whatever you take notes with. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you for signing up. If you haven't signed up yet, the link is above to make sure that you get notified and that you understand what's happening when. If you'd like to upgrade, the link is above too. And I think that's it. I think we've covered everything. If you've got questions, let us know below. We will come back to them, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care. It was really nice to meet you. Bye.